This piece represents the passing down of the festival drum spirit, unity and perseverance from generation to generation. This piece also represents the mission of all drummers to constantly improve the drumming standards and bring festival drums to greater heights. 传承这首谱代表着节令鼓对代代相传、团结与不屈不挠、自强不息的精神，同时也代表了每代鼓者共同想完成的使命，让节令鼓发扬光大，以及水平不断提升。Presenting to you our dance ensemble.
Crashing tides, the island stands lost, and we were found again through the roots from barren lands that we have conquered on our own. Step by step we blossom from this down. Show me from the secret scars. Show me, and they can tell us apart. Don't take it for granted. The effort, the dream, a vision we seen, a paradise that we started. Never would take the name, the cost that we played, the road that we paid, sacrifices for the new generation. Yeah, why don't you show me? Pushing the boundaries, ain't nobody gonna tolerate it. Show me. And in the heart of the city, the sky's the limit. Show me. Bringing up bigger and better, I know that you see it. Oh, we blossom.
Right, the dance item that was showcased by the dance ensemble is a mashup of the repertoire of genre that they have learned through the years. These includes ballet, wushu, Chinese opera, Chinese dance, K-pop, and more. Well, you see that the dancers on stage are mainly girls. Our dance ensemble CCA also welcomes male dancers too. The next performance item will be from our Guzheng ensemble. 春江花月夜 is a song written by Zhang Ruoxu, a poet of the Tang Dynasty. This poem depicts a beautiful picture of a moonlit night on the spring river. come to the end of our Performing Arts Showcase Part 1. Right, so what you can do is there are a few options you can do now. Right, you can stay. Oh, everything is okay. You can stay on in the hall if you like to. We have a principal sharing at 9 a.m. sharp. Okay, if you want to enjoy the aircon, you can stay on. Okay, you can also go to the general office. Okay, just go to the general office, and we do have school ambassadors, student leaders, who will take you around the school for guided school tours. Okay, so you want to do a guided school tour, you can go to the general office. If you have questions you already want to ask the teachers, we do have key personnel. All right, they are in the library. Okay, if you don't know where is the library, you can ask the student leaders that are stationed around the school. You can ask questions to the key personnel in the library. Okay, or you just want to walk around on your own, that's also fine. All right, so thank you very much.
Choose Open House 2023. My name is Shristi and this is Min Han, and we are school ambassadors of Chongqing High School Yishun.
Before we begin our principal talk, may we invite the Vice Chairperson of our Parent Support Group, Madam Ling Yun Ching, to come up on stage to share with us a video and say a few words. Madam Ling, please.
Hi, good morning to everyone. Before I start, I would like to show a video. So can we show the video first? Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Ling. I'm with the Parent Support Group in Chongqing High. I currently have a Sec 2 son in this school. The video just now basically sums up what the Parent Support Group in Chongqing does. We actually meet up quite regularly for various interest groups like the art and craft and outdoor activities. We also come together to help in the preparation of school events. Like for example, this year we prepare the Teachers' Day gift and the gift for the graduating students. We have an art and craft interest group. So this year we focus on the art of crochet, and then we actually make crochet coasters and fidget charm for the teachers and also the graduating students. As you know, our kids are actually undergoing major transformation as they transit from primary school to secondary school. So it's really a struggle for us as parents to deal with what we call teenage woes. So actually I'm very thankful for this parent support group, because this little community actually provides support in my journey as a mother for a teenage son. Please consider to join us, the parent support group, when your child joins Chongqing. We have a booth in the library, so please drop by. You can actually talk to any one of us. We are all dressed in this very bright orange polo tee. So it will be nice to talk to all of the parent volunteer to know more about Chongqing from a parent's perspective. Then oh yes, if you follow our IG and Facebook group page, you just show any one of us at our booth, then we'll give you a little small token. All right. So I shall not take up more time. Now pass the time over to Mr. Chia.
Thank you, Thank you, Madam Ling. This morning, we are honored to invite our principal, Mr. Chia Guohao, to share and provide you with a deeper insight of our school. We will end off with a Q&A session where you are free to raise any questions should you have any.
Let us now welcome our principal, Mr. Chia Guohao, onto the stage. Mr. Chia, please.
Okay, good morning, parents. Hey, thanks for spending the morning together with us in Chongqing. I hope you started the day with our school tour and went around to see our beautiful school facilities. Okay, for the parents who are here earlier, you have watched the videos also. Those videos were actually done in-house by one of our teachers. But if you missed it, it's okay. I think we'll put it up on our school website soon. Okay, so you can actually catch up on it at a later time. Let me try to see whether I can control from here. Next slide. Okay. Yeah, so probably this one too far away, I cannot control. Okay, never mind. I will ask them to help me to control. First, I think, let me just give some background about full subject-based blending. Okay, for those of you who are here earlier, you have saw the full video of full SBB. Our school embarked on that journey since this year. Okay, but next year is a whole nation rollout. So next slide, please. Yeah, so what is this full SBB about? It's actually MOE's effort, okay, to continue to nurture that joy of learning as well as develop multiple pathways for your student. It will affect all the P6s who graduated this year, okay, and joining secondary school from next year onwards. And they will have the opportunity to learn subjects at a level that best cater to their ability. So what will be the main difference is that from next year onwards, there's no more streaming. Okay, there's no more NA, NT, and Express stream. They all come to Chongqing as Chongqing students. Okay, and they can offer a suite of subjects depending on the posting group they are coming in through. So maybe next slide, I'll just explain a bit more so that you all will know. I'm sure the primary school I briefed this, but sometimes it's good to recap. Okay, yeah, because next Wednesday you're going to get your results. You will be going through this. Okay. So as mentioned, this full SB aims to help students to have greater ownership of their learning, okay, to have that growth mindset and an intrinsic motivation, okay, as well as opportunities to interact with friends, and finally to have more options for secondary school pathways. So the videos that we were playing earlier, right, shows you exactly how our first year journey, we actually address, try to bring in that greater ownership of learning through our blended learning. You can see how students actually develop an intrinsic motivation to learn something on their own. They have that kind of growth mindset. One of the students learned how to swim using the SIL period, okay, and through that mixed form class, right, how they get to interact with one another through their common curriculum, the lessons together. Next slide. Okay, so this is how it works in the past. Okay, this is an animated slide. So in the past is that the students will take part in Sec 1 posting. You can imagine that School A, School B, School C. Just click again, so to show the animation. Okay, what happens is that, yeah, can go next. There's an animation. Sorry, yeah. It works now. Yeah, so you can see that in the past we have streaming. So NA students will go through the NA pathway, will go into an NA class. Okay, the Express will go to the Express, the NT goes to NT. This is what we are, as parents, we are very familiar with because most likely we have gone through this on our own. Okay, but with full SBB, this is what happens. Okay, there will be still 3 posting groups, but what happens is that they will be mixed up in the classes. Okay, so different schools may do it differently, but our school essentially looks like this. Okay, students that comes in from posting group 1, 2, 3, okay, in the past it's like NA, NT, and Express. they do not go into their same class. So in other words, there's no longer a full class of NT, full class of NA, and full class of Express students, but they'll be mixed up in the class when they come to Sec 1. We have started it this year, that's why we could have journey, we see what works and we can see the positive effects of it. Of course, the video also shares some of the challenges that we face so that you can actually see your child is going to go through a very different secondary school experience compared to our time as a student. Okay. So this is the school experience that your child will go through with mixed form class upon entering secondary school. They will also have common curriculum at lower secondary. So earlier our teachers from our food and consumer education was talking about how the students from G1, G2 and G3 actually work together to work on the project. So those who are good with hands-on, they do the hands-on aspect. Those who are good in writing report, they write the report. Okay. Subjects to be offered at G1, G2, G3 that is mapped to NA, NT and Express subjects. And there will be greater flexibility to offer subjects at various levels. And eventually when they go at the end of the secondary school, right, they will not sit for the usual N-level, O-level exams. There will be a Singapore, Cambridge SEC examination. Okay, so it will be a common examination and from there on they'll move towards the post-secondary pathways. Okay, so this is an example of what your child will go through. Okay, whether it's in Chongqing or some other schools, right? Because the whole nation is moving towards this together, okay, is relevant. Okay, so for a student who is usually what we call the express stream, they'll go through the posting group 3, and under the mixed form class under full SPB, eventually the student may have done 6 G3 or express subject with 1 G2, or in the past it's called NA subject, and they sit for the common examination. And with that set of results, right, this girl, right, may articulate towards JC, Poly, PFP, or higher NITEC courses. Okay, for the second boy team here, okay, what in the past we call as the NA student coming in through the posting group 2, eventually in the 4 years, right, team could actually take a mixture of G1, G2, G3 subject. That is unthinkable in the past because it's either you do all NA or Express or nothing. Okay, so this is the system that we're going through, and eventually that opens up pathways towards PFP, 3-year higher NITEC courses. Okay, for student Hannah here, okay, who is coming from posting group 1 or in the past our NT group, okay, the students who is actually good in a particular subject can operate at the G2 level, more demanding level, and eventually that will help the child articulate towards a higher NITEC course. Okay, so there will be more flexibility. Okay, this is what an example of your child will experience in a 4 years journey in Chongqing or any other schools. Okay, if you want to find out more, I'm not going to spend too much time on this. The deck of slides will also be available on our school website. There's a few links that you can go and read up from MOE's website to discover more. And if you are one who video works better, there's also some videos production that you can actually take a look to understand what's full SPB about. Now, more about Chongqing, because you are here, you want to learn more about Chongqing. So what's Chongqing High School, okay, has a long history. In fact, next year we'll be celebrating our 85th anniversary. Okay, it was set up back in 1939 by a group of Chinese businessmen, okay, to offer education to students who want it. And that's our school philosophy, 有教无类. In other words, it was back in the era, our grandparents' era, whereby education is not so common, and they just wanted to help them have some basic education. But we have came a long way, okay? As the school actually expanded after World War II, right? They realized that the enrollment got bigger and bigger. That's why they bought a plot of land at Goodman Road, and that is the origin of Chongqing Main. So Chongqing Main came later, okay, because the school expanded, and from that point onwards become 2 schools. When we were studying, we probably heard of Chongqing Main and Chongqing Branch. So back in 2005, when Chongqing Branch moved to Yishun, right, we will renamed as Chongqing Yishun. So we operate as 2 schools, but we share the same board. Okay? As a government-aided school, there are perks. So this aircon hall, right, if you go to any mainstream schools in Singapore, you will find that they won't be able to afford to have air-conditioned hall. Okay, we also have 2 indoor sports hall, one downstairs, another one opposite. Okay, but most schools are only resourced with one. So the benefit is that as a government-aided school, we are still supported by our school board. They pay for some of these facilities. So if your child comes to Chongqing Yishun, we have our LT, later we have slides to show you. It's really, really wonderful facilities that you can't find in a mainstream school. So this is our school direction. We look into having a community of future-ready learners, okay, leaders with a growth mindset. Okay, and I think that's very important as the world is rapidly changing, okay, and evolving, right? Students will need to keep on learning and growing. Okay, so that's what we hope to instill. And our mission is really nurturing lifelong learners to serve and to lead. And our school motto is 好学立行. Okay, this will be our school values: integrity, grit, gratitude, empathy. Okay. One thing I forgot to mention is that while many people know that Chongqing Main and Chongqing Yishun probably is the same, there's some affiliation, we still have a third school, which is Nanyang Junior College, that comes under the same school board. They are not affiliated to Nanyang Girls' School, even though they share the name Nanyang. Okay, but Nanyang JC and Chongqing is from the same family. That's why when you come to Chongqing, right, you get 2 bonus points when you want to go to Nanyang JC. Okay. And as a school, because we are founded by Chinese businessmen, okay, if you walk around, you realize that our school is still infused with a lot of Chinese traditional Chinese culture and the rich history. Okay, so you can, once you walk in, you can see this 好学立行, our school motto, and then 自强不息 is to remind our students that grit and perseverance, okay, will never say die. We will continue to strive for excellence. As I mentioned, our school facilities is top-notch. If you haven't gone for the school tour, later you should go for a school tour to look at our beautiful Chongqing Lake. Okay, Zhongzhenhu is a trademark of Chongqing. Okay, we have our indoor sports hall, sports court. Okay, a lot of facilities that people will be very jealous okay, when they see our beautiful campus. Besides the facilities-wise, right, you also know, hear from the videos earlier also, that we strive to provide a rich learning experience. Okay, Sec 1 students can look forward to Sec 1 orientation and a Sec 1 camp. We do Sec 1 and Sec 3 camps for students. Okay, this year we did it at the end of the year. Next year we plan it earlier part of the year. Okay, they went to Sentosa to do rafting. Okay, they went to the Kallang area to do dragon boating. So very exciting kind of learning experience to help the students to bond together. Okay, this is our PE enrichment where they get to learn different kinds of sports from like archery, okay, and blading, so on and so forth. Okay. Our school, we have also restarted overseas learning journey. Okay, and this is actually our roadmap for the next couple of years, including this year. Okay. This year we actually have 2 groups of students who went to Taiwan, one for cultural exchange, and another one is our leadership trip. Okay. And next year actually we are planning to go to China, Hebei, very near Beijing. Okay. It's a collaboration with CCHY for the CCHY. Okay. We are having an exchange to involve our Sec 3 students next year. And as well as we went to, we are planning to go to Indonesia to have an exchange with Binu School. Okay. Binu School is like the Indonesia version of Hwa Chong or Raffles. Is a top school in Indonesia, as well as Gloria Christian School, one of the private schools in Surabaya. Okay. We also have our IYLS trips to Jakarta this year. Actually, I brought the students there together with the teachers to Jakarta. Next year is in Penang, and 2025 will be in Japan. So a lot of experience, okay, you'll get to go through. Okay, because we believe in giving students that exposure to see the world so that the learning is really beyond the classrooms. Okay, all these activities help your child in terms of learning, okay, and be prepared for the new world. Because a lot of opportunities are available around the region. Okay, and nothing beats going there to see what are the opportunities in store for them when they complete their education journey and go into the workforce. So this IYLS, I'll just share a bit more. It's a collaboration between 6 schools around the region. Chongqing, Yishun comes from Singapore. Okay, we have Uragawa High School from Japan. We have a school from Taiwan. We have a school from China. There's also a girls' school in Penang, as well as the Venus School from Indonesia. So it's these 6 regions, the 6 schools came together. We are doing this Young Leaders Summit for our students. So every year we go to different cities, just to come together for a group of students to discuss the challenges that the societies are facing right now. Okay. If you go around the schools, I think you will hear that they have things like mock UN, mock ASEAN kind of assembly kind of programs. So this is similar to that, but taken at a 1 notch higher. Why do I say that? Because from mock UN, usually students will pretend that they are from a different region. Like let's say I come from Vietnam, I come from Indonesia. We look at the same problem of sustainability and we discuss the issue. Well, we're also discussing the issues, but we do get to interact with students from different countries, different regions, and to hear directly from them how do they view society's challenge like sustainability, like education, healthcare, mental well-being, right, from the different regions. So it was a very, very rich experience for the students, even for myself, okay, as I went there to learn together with them. Okay, school-wise, we will actually, I'll just quickly run through this. There's a lot of whole school programs. Okay, Heart for the Arts in 2023. We are very excited to share these things because this year is the first year post-COVID. We can resume a lot of all these exciting programs. Our National Day celebrations is also one of the highlights. So for students who come to Chongqing, you can look forward to a lot of all these things going on in our school. So for our national celebration this year, we brought the whole school to Sports Hub. Okay, yeah, to have our dance of the nation, and these are all the photos of our students there enjoying themselves, celebrating National Day. So what we try to do is that every other year, we try to plan something for National Day, but the other year is also very fruitful because we have our partnership with our nearby neighbor, Rainbow Center. We will do National Day together with Rainbow Center. So those are some of the exciting programs. Earlier you saw the video, Student Initiated Learning, SIL. Okay? When you come here, learning is not just dictated by teachers. Okay? We have our Student Initiated Learning. You will get to propose your own projects that you want to embark on. If you have here earlier, you saw the video. A lot of rich learning from the students, whether they learn how to cook, learn how to swim, okay, or even learn a new language. Okay? Yeah. We have our Mother Tongue program where you can learn Chinese calligraphy, Mother Tongue fortnight, and also opportunity to appreciate different kind of cultural arts and performances. Okay, for our LLP program, okay, we do interactive video program, photography. Okay, you get to explore your interest in different areas. For applied learning program, we are focusing on food science. If you have gone through the tour earlier, you have seen our farm to garden concept, our indoor farm next to our coffee story, okay, where our barista can make a nice cup of coffee. So if you haven't tried limited edition, okay, I hear they only ordered 4 cartons of the milk. So once they finish with it, it's sold out. Okay, so for early birds, you will get the coffee if you are a coffee drinker. Okay, for Science Learning Week, we actually bring things into the classroom, into the school. So this is a live frog. We have NUS professor here also to share his amazing journey in terms of the nanoscience with our students. Our school also have a Young Scientist program, okay, where we also have online partnership with Sadano High School in Japan, where we share our science learning and science projects with them. But in-house, we do a lot of different kinds of attachment, even to NUS itself. Okay, so these 2 girls, okay, I just want to highlight a bit more. Okay, they were in our science attachment program at NUS. They did very well. Okay, in fact, you see them in red blazer. This is the Singapore blazer. Okay, we are very proud of their achievement because after the attachment for this year, they actually won the Gold Award in Singapore Science and Engineering Fair. Why is it so amazing, right? Is that because they are Sec 4 students. This competition is attended by secondary and JC students. And all the rest of the peers who are representing Singapore, right, they are all JC students from NUS High School, from Hwa Chong, Raffles Institution, RJC, and they managed to do so well that they were selected to represent Singapore in the International Science and Engineering Fair. In fact, they were featured also in 联合早报. Yeah, so it's really amazing what our students can do through the various programs in our school. CCHY, I'll also quickly skip through this. Later, we also, after my talk at about 11 o'clock, you will also have some chance to watch CCA performances. At 12:30 onwards, I think there's also a band concert. Yeah, and if you walk around at Parade Square, you can see our uniform group. They all have wonderful achievements as well. And of course, in the morning, we have our Jieling Gu. Earlier, I saw our dancers also perform. So we do have that CCA for you to work, so-called select from. And one of the things that I'm not prepared to show as a slide, but we are working behind the scene, is to work on cluster level CCA. What it means is that as a school, we cannot offer all kinds of CCA, but we are trying to partner with the schools around the Yishun region, and hopefully, when your child comes to our school next year, some of our students told me that they like to play football, but we don't have a football CCA. But we hope to be able to offer football to boys and girls, right, as a cluster CCA from next year onwards. In other words, you take part in CCA not in Chongqing, but you go to our schools around the Yishun area as a CCA to learn football itself. I can't share more details, we're still trying to work out the details at the back end, but hopefully when you all join next year in January, right, we can share more information about that. We also have our VIA program and other activities. I'll keep this short because this will be one of my last slides. One of the million-dollar questions you always ask is that, Wednesday I'm going to get my results. Will I have a chance to come to Chongqing? This is our score range for 2022 and 2023. We do not know what will be the score for 2024. Because it depends on supply and demand and pattern. It varies from year to year. So for our 2022 cohort, the express ranges from 5 to 11. But for this year Sec 1, it goes from 4 to 13. But if you're looking at normal academic, actually apologies, I should have updated this. This should be posting group 3, posting group 2, and posting group 1. So for posting group 2, right, in 2022 it was 21 to 23, but last year's cohort was a bit more stringent, 21 to 22. For NT, last year is 25 to 27. But this is a system maintained by MOE. If you do not meet the cut-off point for that year, right, we won't be able to even consider any appeal. So I know Wednesday you're going to get our results. This will be one important thing for you to bear in mind. When you get results, you want to try Chongqing, right? You see whether there's a good chance or not. This will be good indicator. 11 to 13, I think you have a good chance, based on historical data. So I will want to end by sharing my experience, not as a principal, but as a fellow parent. Because last year, right, my son sat for his PSLE. And I also gone through the whole process about choosing a secondary school. Of course, the parent asked, is my son applying to Chongqing? My answer was no. Not because he did not do well enough to come to Chongqing, but actually I stay very far away. It takes me more than half an hour to drive to school every day. And if I take the public transport, I tried before, I have to wake up at 5 a.m. to take the 5:50 bus so that I can go to the MRT and then come to Chongqing by about 7:10, 7:15, about 1.5 hours journey, one way, because I stay all the way in the west. So that's why I want to put him through that kind of 3-hour journey to and fro, just to come to Chongqing. So which explains why our range goes from 4 to 13, 5 to 11, because last year when I share my own experience when we select school, focus on your child. Okay, because my child, I know he's interested in certain CCAs. Okay, in fact, he likes Weiqi a lot. But if you search around the whole Singapore landscape, right, only 2 schools offer Weiqi as a CCA. So unfortunately, that was out of the question. Okay, but of course, he's interested in things like robotics and things like that. Therefore, we selected school that focus on his interests. We know that when he get in there, now he's in a CCA whereby he can do programming and do robots, and he's very happy. And it's also a school that is nearest to my home. Okay, so in terms of well-being, it works out very well for them. And that's also what parents also shared with me last year. Okay, why, despite that they got 4 points, 5 points, right, they can go to Chongqing, Hua Zhong, they can go to Nanyang Girls, they can go to any secondary schools in Singapore. But why they still choose Chongqing? Okay, because we have that philosophy about 保底不封顶. We have programs for the top students. We also have programs to support students who need a bit more support. Okay, and distance was a big factor for some of these parents because they stay in very far away from some of these Bukit Timah belt of schools, and they decided that maybe to stay around the region. So this is some of that thinking process that I thought I wanted to share with you as a fellow parent. Okay, because I'm very happy to see my son choosing that right school rather than go somewhere very far away, and he's really happy with his decision. With that, I think you may be wondering, what can we do as parents? Okay, like I mentioned, consider their strengths, skills, interests, aspirations, what they want to do. Those were some of the first things we looked through based on the schools nearby. Distance is another consideration. Encourage your child to be open, think about the various possibilities, have that conversation. Okay, I sum it up, okay, with these 4 words: support them. Okay, Wednesday when they get results, no matter good or bad, I'm sure your child has already put in their 100%, and this is what the results show you. Give them the affirmation that they are putting the effort, and empathize that actually they are going through a huge change from primary school to secondary school, totally new environment. Okay, and to familiarize yourself, I think as parents, right, not easy now because the landscape changed so much. That's why it was also important for us to familiarize ourselves with the new secondary school landscape. Don't assume that what we've gone through in the past is what they are going through now. Actually, they are very blessed. Back in my time, where I got so many opportunities to go overseas to take part in all these things, don't have attachment to university to do research and don't even have a coffee story where they can learn to be barista. Now they are blessed with a lot of all these opportunities. Okay. So after going through, I'm sure you all probably will have some other schools you want to visit, but finally at the end, connect with them, listen to them, see what they are hoping to explore, and to support them to continue to learning in terms of learning. Right? Okay. There's more links. This one I'll leave it to you to explore on your own. And with that, thank you for your kind attention. We will be happy to take questions as a panel. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mr. Chia. We will now begin with our Q&A session. Today in our panel, we have our Principal, Mr. Chia, Vice Principal, Mr. Cheng Fuk Yong, Year Head of Lower Secondary, Ms. Wong Xin Liu, HOD of Science, Mr. Lim Wee Kiong,
HOD of PE and CCA, Mr. Victor Tan, Subject Head of Humanities, Ms. Nazima Parvin, who will be facilitating the session, and last but not least, the aforementioned Vice Chairperson of the Parent Support Group, Madam Ling Yun Chi.
Now, we will pass on the mic to Ms. Nazima to start the session. Ms. Nazima, please.
Hi parents, a very good morning everyone. So let's just give a few minutes to the parents who are making their way out. Hope you have some fun looking through the various facilities in the school. Let's just give them a minute, please. Those of you who are seated in the stands, if you need to, you may want to choose to come forward so that we can have a more intimate question and answer session, okay? Right now it looks a little formal up there. So please do come forward if you want. want to know more. And this is actually a very, very exciting time because personally for me and a number of our teachers here, we went through this whole experience a few times. I have gone through this as, 3 times with my own children. Exciting, a lot of decisions to make. When you visit the various schools, you are looking at what opportunity is this school going to provide my child with. You heard from our principal, and I'm sure those of you who are here, you want to know more, and you have some questions. We have our panelists here, so please feel free to come forward. Let's keep this casual, okay, and use the opportunity to clarify any doubts, any queries you have. We have mics put up at the sides here. We also have the QR code up there that you can type your question in for those of you who do not want to use the mic. Okay, so let's take this forward. Our first question for the day, please.
Morning, just want to ask a question because for the next batch coming in, they are not taking the GCE O levels anymore. It's a standard examination criteria, right? How is that different from the previous O levels, and how does that compare to the students before that graduate with the O level certification? There's not a lot of details about it in the open literature at this stage. Thanks.
Thanks for the question. Maybe I'll take this. Okay. You're right. Okay. There isn't too much information out there because even as schools, this is something that MOE is still working on. Okay. To give us more details about how will this SEC examination look like and how will that actually articulate to JC, Poly, and ITE moving forward. Okay. But in terms of learning, what we have is that the G1, G2, G3 still largely mapped to NT, NA, and Express. Okay, the difference is that they can take a mixture. So in terms of examinations, it will still be similar to N-level and O-level. But instead of having N-level earlier, O-level later, every student will take examination at the same time. Okay, for G1, G2, and G3. And then based on their results, they will be able to articulate to Poly, ITE or JC. So they haven't released the details yet, okay, but it shouldn't be too far away. For example, right now to go to JC you need L1, R5. Okay, I believe that when the SEC system, they will announce it, right, it will still be somewhat similar to L1, R5. But of course, when it comes to L1, R5, will the L1, R5 be comprising of just G3 or can we use G2? Those are things that they will release more information at a later stage. Okay, yeah. I know it's not a very satisfactory answer, okay, but because I think MOE is still working on some of these details which they will announce at a later date. Okay.
Thank you for the question, and please be rest assured we will get back to you with further information when it's released. Okay, thank you. Do we have another question, please? A live question. Yes, please. Do you want to use my mic?
I wish to ask more on CCA because when I spoke to your students just now, right, it's on coding. Do you have any like CCA, particular CCA on coding or probably game development, something like that?
Mic test. All right. Okay. Good morning. I'm Mr. Victor Tan, HODP CCA. I think I'll take this question. Yeah, a lot of feedback. Yeah, thank you. All right, so with regard to the question about coding or game development, okay, skills that students whether they will learn in CCA, we do not have like a Infocom or coding CCA. Yeah, we do have CCA called Technopreneur Club. Huh? So there's a word techno in the name of the CCA, right? So students will pick up like entrepreneurship skills, and they will also learn how to create smartphone application, right? Maybe to sell products, right? So in terms of development, app development, they will learn that in Technopreneur Club. And we do have a few CCAs. One of them is Multimedia Club, which they are supporting the event right now. Multimedia Club, Technopreneur Club, even our Journalism Club, we work very closely with the IMDA, okay, this media authority of Singapore, where they will provide courses for our students to attend, right? So recently they attended courses to create application, create games, yeah, for their CCA. Yeah, so we do not have a coding CCA, but we do have CCAs that really have skills that they picked up related to smartphone app creation. Yeah.
Okay, just to add on, although we don't have a coding CCA or robotics CCA, but at the lower secondary, we do have programs, 1-week programs after the exams where trainers will come in to teach our students coding, okay, how to use the coding software to create programs, that's one. Second, at secondary 3, we actually offer the subject computing to our Sec 3 students, and not all schools actually offer computing as an O-level subject, so we do that as well. So for your child who's interested in coding, there are actually other opportunities provided by the school to sustain their interest in this area, right? Okay, thank you.
All right, thank you for that. Do we have any other questions? We have one here.
Thank you. Hi, teacher. I have a question about the cutoff point. So I posted the question on the Q&A as well, but I asked the last question here. So I saw that the express is from 11 to 13, right, the cutoff point, and the normal academic is 21 to 23. And what about if a kid score within that band, then how that apply in the school selection? It's a bit misleading. I've been trying to find the answer. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I try to explain a bit more. Okay, if you, let's say, I think the question is that if you get 15, 16 points, can you still come to Chongqing? I mean, you can still apply, but you may not be able to be posted to Chongqing, because if you get 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, you are only eligible for posting group 3. Or in the past, these are the express students. So if you use the old system, you know that if you score, let's say 200 something, you are eligible for only express courses. You can only apply for express courses. So the same thing applies here. If you are in a posting group 3, you have to go for posting group 3. You need to score 21, 22, 23, and so on and so forth to be eligible for posting group 2. Okay. So in other words, if you do not meet our school cutoff point, you will have to go to another school where the posting group 3 allows you to come into Chongqing. You won't be able to come into Chongqing through posting group 2 or 1. And I hope that clarifies. In other words, if you miss, like if you are last year, our cutoff is 13. Students will get 4 points, 5 points, 6 points, 7 points, 8 points, so on, all the way to 13. Actually, 13 is still not guaranteed. Is 13 may have to go through balloting. Okay, yeah, so if you get 12 points, you get a guaranteed spot in Chongqing Yishun. But the 13, I think back end there will be a system balloting. Okay, before they can get in. 14, 15, 16, because they come in through posting group 3, they will not be eligible. Posting group 2 starts from 21 onwards. Posting group 1 starts from 25 onwards. So that's how it works. Yeah, I think that answers it. Yeah.
Thank you. So in other words, Mr. Chia, that means that, to directly address that, if I have 15 points, or if my child has 15 points, then my child will not be able to come in through G2. Am I right to say that?
You can't come in through G2, because 15 you will be using posting group 3. Okay, you are only eligible for that.
All right. Other questions, please?
Hi, I'd like to ask Mr. Chia, how long have you been a principal in this school, and is there any upcoming rotation of principal?
This is my second full year in Chongqing. Okay, I was posted in October 2021. Okay, so I will still have a couple of years in Chongqing before the next rotation comes. Yeah. Usually, okay. This one usually MOE is the one who decides on the rotation, but typically it's about 6 years, give or take. So if my second year here, if your child comes in, I'll be able to see them through the next 4 years. Yeah.
Thank you. We have one question here.
Hello. Yeah. Just want to clarify on the last question. So, am I right to say that as long as you're not on the borderline, you're pretty much guaranteed to get in?
Like I say, every year the cutoff is different. So I don't know what is this year cutoff. If let's say this year's cutoff is 12, and you get 11, you will sure come in.
So no matter what the cutoff is, as long as you're not on the border of the cutoff, you're pretty much
correct.
there.
Yeah. So 11 to 13 will be a gauge. We do not know what will be the number for this year. It could be 11, it could be 12, it could be 13, or it could be 14. We won't know.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. But as long as how it works is that if we will start with the 4. The 4, if they choose Chongqing, they will definitely come in. Then the 5, 6, 7. Yep. Then when it comes to the cutoff, Singapore citizens will have priority, followed by PRs and foreign students. Yep. That's how it works.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Sorry, we would just like to ask, because this year going forward it will be full subject-based learning, and based on your slides it will be a mix of group 1, group 2, group 3. So can I just ask for Chongqing, what's the percentage in terms of group 1, group 2, group 3 in terms of the cohort? As in, is it fixed for every secondary school, or actually maybe, I don't know, do you all start this year or something?
Actually, we started this year. So our Sec 1 this year, they are in mixed form class already. So that mix is actually something that MOE will send students in. Okay, the pupil placement actually sends, if you want to know about the rough percentage, right, I would say more than half of our students are from the G3, PG, posting group 3. Then maybe about 30% or so from our posting group 2. Then the final 20% or so will be posting group 1. That is roughly the kind of ratio. Yeah.
Do you know, is it the same for all schools, or it actually depends on admission?
It depends on different schools because how they post this is something that MOE will work with the schools to decide on the mix. So like our partners, our sister school, Chongqing Main, is a SAP school. SAP schools means that as a SAT school, right, they don't take in students from other races. They will only have one stream, okay? Or in other words, the posting group 3 only. So different school is different. So that mix is different. So other mainstream schools, if you go around Yishun, maybe their percentage will vary, okay, accordingly. I think there's a raised hand. I think we'll give the student a chance to ask question.
Who's the student? Nice. Students, more questions from you as well.
If you don't take any mother tongue in primary school, will you still be able to come to Chongqing, Yishun?
Okay, thank you for the question. Definitely, you still can enter Chongqing. So what happens if you don't take mother tongue at PSLE, right? MOE will actually allocate you an AL score as well, so you won't be disadvantaged. Okay, we have current students in Chongqing who actually who are exempted from mother tongue. So do not worry that you cannot enter Chongqing if you don't take mother tongue language. Can? Yeah.
Also, you guys, do you also have foreign language subjects?
We do, but we don't offer it in-house in our school. So you have to travel out of school to the language center for lessons. Yeah. So on that point, some subjects are not offered in Chongqing, for example, Tamil language. Okay, so if a student is taking Tamil language, then you have to travel to Sembawang Secondary for the lessons on a typical school day after 2 o'clock. Yeah, so same for the foreign languages, third language, Japanese, and so on. You have to travel out of school for the lessons. Yeah, typically once a week. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have other questions, please? Perhaps at this point, I'll just read out a question that we have here. Okay, one of the questions that's been asked is, how many triple science classes are offered in upper secondary? So we'll refer this to our HOD science.
Hi parents. So for triple science classes, right, we do not actually have a cap. But based on this year, Sec 3 and Sec 4 students, we actually have about one class of students taking triple science. So because now we also know that triple science is actually not a requirement to actually take medicine, and our students actually also have other options to choose their 8 subjects. So some of them actually chose subjects like POA, literature, instead of triple science like physics, chem, and bio. So hope I answered your question.
Thank you, Mr. Lin. Do we have other questions? Please.
Hello. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I have a question here. Just now I saw a slide regarding PG3 can go to JC, Polytechnic and stuff, right? So, and I saw that PG2 might not have a chance to go. Is my interpretation correct? And that's my first question. And the second question links to that is, if let's say for the PG2 students, will there be a chance for them to go back to PG1 during the secondary school time? Yeah. Thanks.
Okay, let me just, maybe this is one point that perhaps in my presentation wasn't very clear. What we will see in the pathway is for a typical 4-year journey. So you know that NA, there's an option for a 5th year. That option is still available. So for those who come in from PG2, if they want to do a 5th year to upsize their G2 to G3 and then take the extra year and go to JC and Poly directly, so on and so forth, right? It is still possible. Okay, so that addresses that part. As for posting group, right, it's only for posting purposes. Once they are in our school, right, they are our Chongqing students. Okay, they will not be called PG1, 2, 3. So what happens is that if they are doing well, if they come in through posting group 2, they will be taking a majority of G2 subjects. Okay, but if they do well means that maybe your EL, you managed to get 75% and above. We will offer you a chance to, do you want to upsize it to G3? Okay, and if you do well in a lot more subjects, then your G2 can slowly upsize to G3 over the course of 4 years. Of course, typically by Sec 3, ideally you should be completed with your upsizing. Similarly, if you are struggling at G2 level, you find that you are failing, okay? In the sense is that we'll talk to the parents, we'll also talk to the child. Maybe G2 is too demanding. Perhaps if you are struggling with it, maybe you should downsize your G2 to a G1. Okay? So this is what we'll do, okay, along the years. Yeah, I hope that clarifies. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. We have a couple of questions here. Do we have one from you? You've posted it? Okay. Perhaps we'll take a live one first, then we'll come to your question.
Oh yeah, hi. Okay, basically my question is actually regarding the cutoff point. Okay, let's say a student's point is right on the borderline, then would like having a merit in the higher mother tongue will actually help his chances of getting into Zhongzheng Mission?
If you apply to Chongqing Main, because it's a SEP school, higher Chinese or higher mother tongue will be considered. But Chongqing Yishun is a mainstream school, so we do not look into higher mother tongue results when it comes to posting. Okay, so you are taking higher mother tongue and you get a distinction. Okay, that will put you in the front of the queue when you apply to SEP schools. Okay, like Chongqing Main, Huazhong, River Valley, those are the SEP schools that will give you the advantage, like Nanqiao, all this. Yeah. So for Chongqing Yishun, no. Okay, because we are a mainstream school.
Oh, so that means the higher mother tongue is kind of totally being ignored. I mean, for the case of Zhongzheng Yishun. Is it the case?
Yeah, because we are a mainstream school. Okay, we are not a SEP school. Okay, yeah.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Thank you. So perhaps I'll just read off the question that we have over here. Okay, so the question is, ladies and gentlemen, how many % of express students in the school are eligible for JC or Poly studies? How many % of express students in the school are eligible for JC or Poly studies?
Hidden slide, okay, but never mind, I wouldn't call it out. Okay, for Poly, right, it's close to 100%. I mean, if I'm talking only about the express students, I'm assuming the question is directed for express students. Okay, it's close to 100%. Okay, for JC, it's about 9 in 10. Okay, but having said that, actually the landscape now is that we realize that increasingly a lot of students who do well, okay, in school, right, they may not choose the JC route, they may want to go to the Poly route. So the numbers I cite is actually percentage who are eligible to go to JC or Poly. So about 9 in 10 for JC, close to 100%. I think it's 98% for Poly. Okay, yeah.
So 9 out of 10 students eligible for JC.
JC, yeah.
So the eligibility is there, the choice is yours. All right, thank you. Do we have any other live questions, please?
My question is, I think there's a affiliation with the NYJC, right? In terms of the cut-off point or all this, how does this drop to the NYJC?
Okay, really planning far ahead. These are things that we will address to the parents of graduating cohort. How it works is that if you are going to JC and you want to get the 2 bonus points, what I'm saying is the current system. Let me clarify first, because the system for SEC going to JC is not announced yet, but like I say, I don't expect a major revamp. I still think it will be very similar to the system that we have now. Okay, students can enjoy up to 4 bonus points, okay, of which 2 of it can be coming from the affiliation. So if you want the affiliation bonus points, what you need to do is you need to put Nanyang JC as either your first choice or the first 2 choice. Okay, so you can actually put Nanyang JC art stream or science stream as your first choice, and your second choice will be the other stream. Then you will be eligible to get a 2 bonus points. If let's say you put Raffles JC as your first choice and Nanyang JC as your second choice, then sorry, Nanyang, you will not get to enjoy the 2 bonus points for Nanyang JC. So how it works is that you need to put it as the first and second choice. Then you will get to enjoy the 2 bonus points. That is under the caveat that you qualify for JC. To qualify for JC, you need R1, R5 of 20. Nanyang JC is very competitive. They need really 6 points to get in. So you really need a almost perfect A1 to get into Nanyang JC. So the bonus points do help. Okay, so this is how it works.
So sounds like there are 2 conditions that the child has to meet. Number 1, you need to be eligible to go into Nanyang JC, and number 2, you need to choose Nanyang JC as your first and second choice. All right, so thank you for that question. Do we have other questions, please? Students, you are after all planning to be here for 4 to 5 years. Do you have questions as well?
My question is about computing, because just now I heard about, I think, CCHY, that a student will be sort of given a chance to opt for the, I think it's G3, right? Computing, right? Okay, so I kind of would like to know that what would be the selection criteria for those who are interested to get this G3 computing as the subject.
Okay, hi. Basically, currently, based on the current selection, we go by merit in mathematics, as well there should be a pass in maths in the secondary school 2 overall assessment.
It means at the end of Sec 2, we look at your mathematics, whether you have passed. At the same time, if there are more than the number of students we can take in, then we go by your performance in mathematics. Okay.
And then one more thing, may I know what is the current class size for the G3 computing right
My
now?
current Sec, my current Sec 3, I have 12 students. My current Sec 4, I have 21 students.
Okay.
So for next year, our Sec 3 would be 15 students. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Mr. Tan, do we have any questions in the system? While we are checking, any other live questions to be asked? Okay, I have a question over there.
Hello? Yeah, okay. Yeah, just curious to okay, so now there's like different levels of like maths, physics, chem, all that. So just curious, do they share the same set of materials, or do we have like different textbooks for each level?
Okay, in general, you cannot assume that it will be the same. Okay, but there are also exceptions. If you're talking about lower secondary science, right, G2 and G3 is largely similar. But of course, when you go up to upper sec, if you're doing G3 combined science versus G2 combined science, G2 combined science will be a subset of G3 combined science. In other words, you are maybe learning about 2/3 of what the G3 will be learning. Okay, they could share resources, okay, but they are learning a smaller set. But subjects will be a bit different. But if you're looking into G2 computing versus G3 computing, it will be very different. So I think when the time comes for Sec 2 to Sec 3, we'll definitely have a lot of time to go through the streaming talks, to share with you the differences with the subjects. There'll be experiences that they'll go through, so they get to know a bit more about the G2, G3 and G1 subjects on offer, so they can make an informed decision at that point in time. So it's not a straight answer that it will definitely be very different or very same. It depends, it varies from subject to subject.
Thank you, Mr. Chair, and thank you for that question. We have time for one last question. Anyone? No further questions? I hope we have clarified all your doubts. The student, okay. I keep calling you the student. What's your name, dear?
So do you, I heard that you don't have like chemistry in Chongqing, Yishun. Do you have chemistry here?
I'll let my HOD, who is a chemistry teacher, to answer.
Okay, hi, I'm the HOD of Science, and I'm actually a chemistry teacher. So, in Chongqing there's chemistry. In fact, chemistry is offered to all Sec 3 and Sec 4 students. Just whether is it pure chemistry or combined science chemistry?
Pure chemistry.
Yes, we actually do offer it to our Sec 3 students, Sec 3 and Sec 4 students, express students. So in the next time will be called the G3 chemistry.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome.
So are you excited? Nice. Okay, so then we have one more question.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, still the banding rules and stuff. So I know, the banding comes from 5 to like 13, and then after that there's a big gap there, and we're going from 20 to 25 or something like that. Just give an example. So I feel that this banding system really, I mean, just a thought, and I'd like to hear from the principal. Yeah. So why we have this big gap here? And to me, it seems to me that it should be like from 5 to, it should be consecutive, and there shouldn't be a gap there. It's kind of a bit of unfair for students that actually falls within the gap here. So I just want to understand how the school views this, and is there a chance that we can improve such so-called characterization of students? You know? Okay.
So let me just bring up this 8-hour score for our school. I mean, just to run through, I think many years back when we were a student, we had 3 digits, whether you get 240, 250, 200, 210. The posting mechanism actually is based on merit. Singapore is a meritocracy society, so when it comes to choosing a school, students who choose it, who get better results, will have priority going in. So this change to AL score system is to reduce that fine grading, because last time really goes from all the way to 200 something, is really finely differentiating the students. But with the AL score now, okay, you may seem to have a big gap, okay, but actually we are reducing the gap already. Okay, now with that AL 1, 2, 3, 4, the grades that you obtain, you get a possible score from 4 to about 30 to be eligible for secondary school education. So this gap is not something that the school can control. It really depends on the students who apply to Chongqing Yishun. Okay, so if the students coming to Chongqing Yishun and how the posting mechanism works, just reiterate is that they will start with the 4 pointers. Those who get AL 1111, okay, they will come in first. And if the school still have vacancy, they go to the next score, which is 5. Then the next score 6, next score 7, until we are down to the last vacancy. And if they are tied, then there will be balloting. There will be nationality to differentiate. Unfortunately, higher mother tongue is not considered for our school profile, but when applying to SEP school, yes, it will be considered. Okay. That's why it landed up with a cutoff of between 11 to 13 over the past 2 years. So it varies and fluctuates from year to year. It depends on the students selecting Chongqing Yishun. Okay. Yeah, so that's the system for us to make sure that it's fair for, it's a meritocratic system for Singaporeans. Yeah.
Sorry, my kids might be falling in between that, so that's why I have all this concern here. So, and just trying to understand the system better. So, to me, it seems to be, we are missing a big part of those students that is pretty good, and then they are forced to go to the normal. So, I still feel that, there's something that we can do about it, and, because the gap is pretty big. But you can see from the academic and technical, actually, they're just like 3 points. But going from express to normal, it's like a 7 points kind of a delta. So yeah, I just feel a bit unfair for students that's in between the two. Yeah. Thanks.
So actually, for those who score in between, there will be other schools in the Yishun area where their cutoff point could be 15, 16, 17, maybe now to 20, 21 for posting group 3. So they will be able to go to those schools in the Yishun area. Okay, yeah.
Okay, and that brings us, thank you Mr. Chair, that brings us to the end of the Q&A. Thank you to all parents and students for the questions that you have asked. We do have performances coming up and school tours still going on. For those of you who have any further questions, we have a second round of sharing from the principal at 11 a.m. So you may come back with your questions at that juncture. Right now, I'm going to hand the mic back to the MCs so they can give you further instructions.
Thank you, Ms. Nazima. We have come to the end of the sharing session. Do feel free to explore the school on a guided or free and easy tour around our school campus.
At about 10:15, the Performing Arts Showcase Part 2 will begin. If you would like to watch the performances, do feel free to stick around. Thank you, and we hope you have an enjoyable Chongqing experience.